cars and walk towards Adiyogi, where they have a few, the Isha Yoga Center in Coimbatore. The Mahabhishekam will be conducted in the names of several thousands of devotees who are already registered. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a resounding welcome to this year's chief guest, the Honorable Defence Minister Shri Rajnath Singh and Sadhguru, as they join us on stage marking the beginning of the night-long Mahashivrathri celebrations. We begin our Mahashivrathri celebrations with the Bhairavi Maha-Aarti.
Mahadeva Maheshwara Bhairava Bhuteshwara. Good CEO, you will produce the chemicals of blissfulness. If you are a lousy manager of things, you produce chemicals of anxiety, stress, nonsense, whatever else, thousand other things which you don't need. If you are generating what you do not want within yourself, I don't have very good language for that. Because of that, we made his image 112 feet tall, as an acknowledgement. Adi Yogi is not of the past. Adi Yogi is of the future, because what he gave are not belief systems, philosophies or ideologies or teachings even. They are technologies for well-being. Never before in the history of humanity, in the last 15,000 years, since he came, there has been a generation which is as intellectually active as today, I believe, in terms of scale. So this is the time for him. He's waited for 15,000 years, where if he sits, people want to worship him, but nobody took up the technologies. Only a small fringe of people practiced. Others, they made calendars out of him and they thought defense forces. And also offer him a 1-foot-tall Adi Yogi.
As a shining chapter in Bharat's classical music history. Her music has touched the hearts of millions of people, and her pioneering contributions, recognized with the Padma Vibhushan, have created a timeless legacy. Of the Chevalier of Arts and Letters Award from France, her profound understanding of Bharatnatyam and lifelong dedication have Under his guidance, various innovations have transformed Bharat's space technology into a powerful instrument for inclusive growth and national development. Possible. Her trailblazing achievements, honored with the Padma Bhushan, inspired millions. ignited the nation's sporting spirit and established India as a formidable force on the world badminton stage. To receive the Bharat Award. Thank you very much for keeping the mission. Thank you, Vice Admiral Rahul Vilas Gokhale. On behalf Thank you, Lieutenant General A.V.S. Rathi. Ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished... Thank you to...
They are demanding Hindi. And this Hindi speech will be translated in Tamil Nadu. Tamil. Yep.
Rajnath Singh ji speaks very pure Hindi, you can't understand nothing. Ask for English.
The visionary spiritual guru and guide, Param Shraddheya Sadhguru ji. Very dynamic Chief Minister of the Maharashtra, Sri Devendra Fadnavis, Union Minister of State for Sri Nam Shivayam, Home Minister of Pondicherry, Honorable Members of Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly, officers from Central Government, State Government and Indian Armed Forces, all the devotees present here and my friends from media, to request to all devotees to raise their hands and chant with me. Om Namah Parvati Pate Har Har Mahadev. Parvati Pate Har Har Mahadev. எல்லாருக்கும் என் அன்பான் வணக்கங்கள். On this sacred occasion of Mahashivrathri, being here among all of you is truly a special and a spiritual experience of my life. First of all, I bow to Adi Yogi Shiva, and I also extend my respectful greetings to all the devotees present here. Friends, Lord Shiva is the beginning, the eternal, the infinite. He is indivisible, free from sorrow, and beyond all differences. Shiva is truth, and whatever is true is Shiva. It is believed that these Velyangiri hills are the sacred abode of the Lord Shiva, known as the Kailash of the south. And being here in these hills fills me with a deep sense of spiritual peace and joy. Ladies and gentlemen, in the great poet Kalidas Abhigyan Shakuntalam, there is a beautiful description. King Dushyant, riding on the chariot, arrived at a place filled with natural beauty and divine presence. There he says to his charioteer, O Katito, Bijayat, Evayam, Hogah Tapovanah iti. It means, O charioteer, even without being told, it is clear that this place is a tapovan, a sacred land of penance, the abode of a sage. Friends, what I wish to say is that the divinity I am experiencing here makes it clear, even without anyone telling me, that this place is blessed by Mahadev, the Lord of Lords. It truly feels like a sacred land of penance, a place sanctified by the deep meditation of sages. Friends, I come here, the sacred land of Kashi, the holy city of the Lord Mahadeva himself. In that sense, coming to this sacred place in the presence of Adiyogi, as a humble devotee of Mahadev, I feel truly blessed. The connection between Kashi and Tamil Nadu is also very, very ancient. On one hand, Kashi is among the oldest living cities in the world, and on the other hand, Tamil culture is counted among the most ancient cultures of the world. In language, culture, and cuisine, Tamil Nadu is deeply rich and rooted in history. For me, coming to the sacred land of Tamil Nadu feels like a blessing. I have not come here as a guest, but as a seeker, as a spiritual person. Friends, on the occasion of Mahashivrathri, today, the entire nation of India is echoing with the chant of Har Har Mahadev. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from the hills of Arunachal to the land of Gujarat, Shiva lives in the consciousness of every person. Under the guidance of the Sadhguru, Mahashivrathri celebration at Isha Yoga Center has today become an international spiritual celebration. This is no ordinary achievement. This is no ordinary achievement. It is a renewed proclamation of India's cultural renaissance. There was a time when India was known as the Vishwaguru, the teacher of the world. The foundation of that greatness was not just geography, it was philosophy, spirituality, and universal wisdom. And Shiva is the most ancient and the most expansive symbol of that wisdom. The knowledge given to us by our ancient traditions is not limited to books. It is a living, breathing science, and Shiva stands at the very center of this tradition. Shiva has no single form, yet he is the source of all forms. And when nothing existed, Shiva was there, and when nothing remains, Shiva will still be. This very concept is the greatest strength of our culture. Friends, today, the Mahashivrathri that we are celebrating is the sacred festival of the union of Shiva and Shakti. It carries the message that without Shakti, Shiva is incomplete, and without Shiva, Shakti is no direction. With this very philosophy, India envisioned the form of Ardhanarishwar. Friends, if we look at the Dhyan Linga situated in these very premises, we see a powerful symbol of stability and creation combined. The Linga Bhairavi enshrined here represents the living tradition of Shakti. The clarity with which this tradition has been articulated in modern times by Sadhguru is truly remarkable. It demonstrates that Indian philosophy is not static. It is a living, conscious and dynamic philosophy. In today's time, when humanity is going through stress, anxiety and inner restlessness, the relevance of Lord Shiva becomes even deeper. Shiva is a living possibility, a possibility that shows us how to maintain balance even amidst chaos. Friends, our sages never confined Shiva to a single role. He is the creator, he is the destroyer, and beyond that, the signal of ultimate stillness. This is why Shiva remains as relevant for modern humans as he was in ancient times. Friends, if we observe life closely, we will realize that life doesn't operate at extremes. It always flows as a balance between creation and destruction. Shiva is the embodiment of this very balance. On one hand, he remains absorbed in deep meditation. On the other, he performs the Tandav. In other words, he symbolizes complete inner peace and at the same time action and transformation. Today, human beings either remain constantly entangled in the compulsions of action or they sink into inertia. Shiva teaches us when to act, when to move forward, and equally importantly, while moving, when the pause, when to become still. The awareness is what is most needed today. Sadhguru has brought this very essence of Lord Shiva before humanity. He has presented spirituality to the world as a science. He has demonstrated that spirituality is a science that makes life more effective and more balanced. In today's time, society is focusing heavily on its external achievement and the material aspect, while often neglecting inner joy and well-being. In such a scenario, spirituality becomes a true blessing for society. Today, the greatest need of society is for each individual to recognize their full potential. When a person discovers their inner capacity, their contribution is not limited to personal success alone. They become a valuable asset for society and for the nation. Friends, even as a defense minister, I often see this truth deeply. National security is usually associated with weapons, technology, and the physical strength of our soldiers. All of these are important, without a doubt. But if you look closely, real security does not come from external power alone. True security comes from a strong national consciousness. Friends, a fear-based society can never be truly secure in the long term. Only a fearless society can build a strong nation. And this fearlessness does not come from physical strength. It comes from the spiritual core. Just as Lord Shiva embodies both protection and destruction, our armed forces today carry within themselves both fearlessness, and patience. Friends, on one hand, they provide humanitarian assistance with the spirit of Shiva during times of crisis. On the other hand, when necessary, they execute operations like Operation Sindoor with the intensify of Rudra. The spirit within our soldiers comes from our culture, from the inspiration of Lord Shiva. Today, Isha Foundation has instituted for the very first time the Bhavya Bharat Bhushan Award to recognize and celebrate exceptional individuals who have made outstanding contributions to our society. These awards honor excellence across diverse fields including science and technology, arts, history and culture, and sports. Today, alongside the distinguished stalwarts from these domains who were conferred this honor, 3 institutions of our armed forces were also felicitated in recognition of the remarkable success of Operation Sindoor. These are Western Air Command, Army Northern Command, and the Western Naval Command. Personally, this filled me with great joy and deep sense of pride. It was an honor bestowed by the spiritual world upon the valor of the nation, something that is truly possible only on the sacred land of Shiva. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the awardees. Friends, as a civilization, we are truly fortunate that India's greatest strength lies in its cultural unity and spiritual ethos. Our government has also made every effort to carry this spirit to the global stage. Today, India has offered the priceless gift of yoga to the world in a renewed and expansive form. The spiritual essence of Indian culture is now being embraced across the globe. Isha Foundation, too, is presenting this spiritual spirit to the world in a modern, scientific, and accessible language. That is why people from every section of society are connecting with Isha today. Friends, initiatives such as inner engineering, Sadhana Pada, and Shambhavi Mahamudra are helping individuals progress spiritually in a meaningful way. Through a scientific approach, you have carried the depth of our culture to people everywhere. For this, I believe Sadhguru and the Isha Foundation deserve our deepest appreciation. Friends, culture and science are often seen as separate from one another. But in India, they have always been complementary. And the culture is not merely a set of rituals. It is our way of life. In our tradition, the sun and the moon are not just celestial bodies. They form the basis of our calendar and festivals. Our fast, festivals, and auspicious timings are determined through precise scientific calculations. Today, missions like Chandrayaan and other space programs are modern expressions of our ancient scientific heritage, where tradition and technology move forward together. Friends, today, when India launches missions like Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan, and Aditya, Yalavan, it is not just a technological achievement, it is also the modern expression of that ancient scientific spirit which has always been part of our cultural identity. As we send satellites into space, we are simultaneously advancing our scientific culture. You have all seen Lord Shiva in his form of Nataraj. The dance of Nataraj is the rhythm of the cosmos and the movement of universe. The great sculptor August Rodin once called the dancing Shiva the most beautiful expression of rhythmic motion in the world. The British thinker Aldous Huxley also remarked that Western civilization has no symbol like Nataraj, which can simultaneously convey the universe, the mind, and spirituality. Friends, modern science today is trying to articulate truths long ago that Indian thought had already discovered at the level of the direct experience. At the beginning of the 20th century, when the world's attention turned into quantum physics, exploring the subatomic world, scientists began observing the movement of particles. They found that the motion, pattern, and energy of these particles astonishingly resembled the cosmic dance of Nataraj. The renowned Fritjof Capra once said, for the modern physicist, Shiva's dance is the dance of subatomic matter. This statement also points to the fact that science and spirituality do not move in separate directions. Both are attempts to understand the same truth, expressed in different languages. Here the 112 feet tall statue of Adi Yogi symbolizes the 112 methods that Adi Yogi himself taught the Sapta Rishis, methods through which a human being can reach their ultimate nature. Just as different rivers flow from different directions but ultimately merge into the same ocean, human beings following different paths ultimately arrive at the same truth. Friends, the essence of Shiva is vast and all-encompassing. Understanding it fully is a subject in itself. But I believe that the best way to serve Lord Shiva is by serving humanity. The more we serve the people of this country, the whole world, the closer we come to the essence of Shiva. Inspired by this very spirit, the government has undertaken numerous welfare initiatives over the past decade. Education, healthcare, and the people's standard of living in every sector, the country has made progress. In addition to strengthen and promote our cultural consciousness, we have ensured the development of our sacred pilgrimage site from the Ujjain Mahakal corridor to Kashi Vishwanath corridor, from Bhagwan Somnath corridor to the grand construction of the temple of Lord Rama, and we have undertaken numerous initiatives that have enriched our cultural heritage and awareness. Guided by the core mantra of development as well as heritage, we are moving forward with unwavering commitment. The people of this country have placed their trust in us, and we are making every effort to live up to it. I just had the opportunity to meet the children of the Isha High School, and it was truly heartening to see how Isha is shaping young minds who are progressing in both science and spirituality. In their eyes, I saw a spark, a desire to grow, a hunger to do something meaningful. Friends, the education system at Isha Home School connects children with meditation and sadhana. Its daily routine and discipline teaches them the value of time and responsibility from a young age. In today's era, where mobile phones often draw children into a different world, the students at the Isha school give importance to yoga, exercise and physical activities. Beyond that, through trekking, hiking and volunteer activity, they are also connecting with nature. In addition, I congratulate the Isha Foundation. The work you are doing for society's welfare is truly inspirational. Under Sadhguru's leadership, movements like Kaveri Calling and Save Soil have influenced not just India, but people around the world. I wish you success in all your future initiatives. Friends, today, on this sacred occasion of Mahashivrathri, as we all sit together, meditating on Chirananda Rupaha, Shivoham, Shivoham, we must also make resolve that we will continue to work together for the unity of our nation and for its cultural revival. With this belief in our hearts, I extend my warmest wishes to all of you on Mahashivrathri. Go respectfully to the revered Sadhguru and conclude by speeches. Om Namah Parvati Pate Har Har Mahadev. Dhanyavad.
மாண்புமிகு பாதுகாப்புத்துறை அமைச்சர் அவர்கள் ஆற்றிய உரையின் மிக சுருங்கிய வடிவத்தை இப்பொழுது நாம் பகிர்ந்து கொள்கிறோம். இந்த மகாசிவராத்திரி திருநாளில் இந்த தேசம் முழுவதிலும் ஹரஹர மகாதேவ் என்கிற முழக்கம் எதிரொலிக்கிறது. காஷ்மீரிலிருந்து கன்னியாகுமரி வரை
in the upper regions of Himalayas. No one knew who he was, where he came from. The origins of this spectacular being were unknown. When his ecstasy allowed him some movement, he danced wildly. he became utterly still. People saw that he was experiencing dimensions that no one had ever known or able to fathom. His ecstasy and intensity allowed him to transcend his physical form. Witnessing an individual human in union with the cosmos, they call him a yogi, as he was the first one, the Adi Yogi. When his stillness lasted for years on end, curious onlookers melted away. Only 7 seekers remained, as they could not tear themselves away from him. He transmitted the profound science of yoga in its full depth and dimension. He expounded 112 methods of attainment, offering his disciples access to the deepest innards of creation. In this magnificent state of yoga, many mysteries of the created and the uncreated cascaded upon his unbridled wild hair. It was a vision of the very core of the cosmos in all its profundity and magnificence, a vision of the unfathomable mysteries of the universe, a most overwhelming vision the sages and Devi Parvati had ever witnessed. Devi Parvati, seeing Adiyogi reveling in ecstatic states, said, "I want to have what you have. Show me the way." Adiyogi absorbed her and made her a part of himself, and hence he is the Ardhanari, the ideal man, where one half of him is woman. Seeing the splendor of this magnificent union, Khanas, his constant companions, asked, "What about us?" Adiyogi said, "Just drink of me," which drove them into intoxicated raptures. Seven sages, the Saptarishis, took the sacred science of yoga in all its forms to human habitations across the planet, which turned into crucibles of civilization. spectacular being is not of the past, but the future of humanity. To move humanity from hallucinations of ups and downs to nameless ecstasies of one's interiority. Mahadevaya Namaha, Mahadevaya Namaha, Mahadevaya Namaha.
It's indeed a great privilege and honor to get recognition on a day of Mahashivrathri by Isha Foundation, and I would like to say that I'm only a representative of an organization which is providing the capability of using space technology for country's benefit, and through me Isha is recognizing what ISRO has done to the country and making sure that we build enough capability in space technology and deliver solutions for the people of this country.
Sir, the decommissioning of the International Space Station.
Yeah, International Space Station is a very important capability humanity has of living beyond planet Earth, and while the ups and downs are there of some countries bringing up and taking it down, but very soon you will also see more participants coming together, not only nation states but also private entities working for making sure there is an International Space Station operating continuously available for humanity to explore the universe.
Sir, there is a popular point that ISRO going to taking a man to the moon will be only an technological demonstration, and otherwise we have already explored the moon so much. So how do you take this?
See, what you need to see in the world is, world recognizes you for what is your competence. And as the India is moving up the ladder, if you want to be contemporary, you need to have capability. Today, if you look at world, humans in space is a capability which India cannot afford to miss, like what has happened in the past, whether it is nuclear technology, etc. So it's an essential requirement for a country to not only grow, but also ensure it remains contemporary in the world. Because of that, this technological capability of taking humans to space, landing on moon, all become an essential requirement, and it is no longer an elitist demand.
Thank you so much. Isha has been recognized in sports for the past few years.
Yeah.
And now I think it's an honor for you.
Yes.
And so it's also to the sports department.
Yes.
How do you feel?
पहले तो ईशा इज आई थिंक डन फैंटास्टिक जॉब ऑन स्पेशली on an auspicious day like Mahashivrathri, honoring so many different fields, experts, and I was so proud and honored to be amongst all of them, and I'm thankful to Sadhguru ji and Rajnath Singh sir for giving me the award today, Bharat Bhagya Bhushan Award. I mean, I can definitely say it is as one of the most prestigious award I have got, and today I really felt different, because usually we get awards in the sports arena, in sports field, but today I think it was a different public altogether, different atmosphere altogether, very positive feeling, and with that getting an award, and I was very, very happy, and I think this should happen more often, so that all the people who are doing well for the country, for or in any field, should get recognized like this. It feels very, very special. Yeah.
How do you see the future of badminton in India? Because it's growing a lot, but still, what do you foresee?
I feel it's going to go really big. It's going to become even more bigger. I know last 4-5 years have been a little difficult, but I think it happens in every country. Sometimes there are ups and downs, but I think from 2010 to 2021 we had very good performances, but there is light dip in the form, but I'm sure in the next 2-3 years we will find the ways. We are getting the best of the coaches, best of trainers and physios, and there are very good players too. But I think sometimes you don't get that form, but it's taking a little bit of time. But I'm sure in the next few years we will have the best players.
We had from Indian names, we had a lot of Indian names, but now that is coming down.
That's what I just said. Sometimes there is up and down. You understand the situation. There are, me and Sindhu started performing at the age of 14, 15, and now the younger generation are 18, 19, and still they're not able to, get performances. They are working hard. They are pushing really hard. But sometimes, it's not easy to find the rhythm. It gets a little difficult, and we were also working very, very hard, that batch. But this batch is also very talented. But on the other hand, we have, a lot of distractions nowadays, which is, I think, affecting, I'm sure, the younger generation. But at the same time, I feel they are very smart, very intelligent. Just that I think physically we are getting a little bit weak. And if we work on the physical part, I'm sure we can do wonders. When China and Korea can do it, why not, why not us? And we are becoming badminton powerhouse. And in the future, I'm definitely sure we will get more results. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
நான் இந்த ஆசிரமத்தில் நிறைய வாட்டி வந்திருக்கேன், ரொம்ப வருஷமா வந்திருக்கேன். 10 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி மகாசிவராத்திரியில ஃபெஸ்டிவல் நடக்குமே, ஐ பர்ஃபார்ம்டு தேர். என்னோட பொண்ணு, 2 பேத்திகள், சங்கீதா சங்கர் என்னோட பொண்ணு, அதே மாதிரி நந்தினி சங்கர், அக்னி சங்கர், நாங்கள் 4 பேரும் சேர்ந்து இங்கெல்லாம் வாசிச்சிருக்கோம். நிறைய வாட்டி சத்குருஜிக்கு முன்னாடி வாசிச்சிருக்கோம். அவர்கிட்டேருந்து இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு விருது கிடைக்கிறதுனாக்கா நிஜமாவே எனக்கு ரொம்ப பெருமையா இருக்கு.
கர்நாடக இசை எந்த அளவுக்கு இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்? நீங்க நிறைய கூட்டத்தை பார்த்துருப்பீங்க, இளைஞர்கள்ட்ட கர்நாடக இசை. நான்
கர்நாடக மியூசிக் எனக்கு தெரியும், நான் வாசிப்பேன். இப்ப நான் அந்த ஃபீல்டில் இல்லை, நான் ஹிந்துஸ்தானி மியூசிக்ல இருக்கேன். கர்நாடிக் மியூசிக்கும் சரி, ஹிந்துஸ்தானி மியூசிக்கும் சரி, நிறைய பாடுறவா, நிறைய வாத்தியம் வாசிக்கிறவா 2 இடத்துலயும் இருக்கா. அது நன்னா தான் நடத்துக்க, அதுக்கு ஒரு குறையும் வராது. அது இன்னைக்குமே இம்ப்ரூவ் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கும், மேலும் மேலும் வசதியா போயிட்டே இருக்கும்.
இன்னும் நீங்க ஏதாவது இன்னும் இது செஞ்சிருக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நினைக்கிற விஷயம்
என்ன சத்குருஜி பண்றாரு, ஸ்கூல்ல பண்றாரு குழந்தைகளுக்கு. அது மாதிரி இந்தியால எத்தனை ஸ்கூல்ஸ் இருக்கோ அத்தனை ஸ்கூல்ஸ்லயும் சின்ன வயசுலேருந்து மியூசிக் அவங்களுக்கு கத்துக்கிறதுக்குள்ள வாய்ப்பு கிடைச்சதுன்னாக்கா ரொம்பவே நல்லா இருக்கும். குழந்தைகளுக்கு சட்டுன்னு வரும். அப்புறம் எல்லா அவ கச்சேரி பண்ணணுங்கிற அவசியம் இல்லை, பட் யாரும் மற்றவா கச்சேரி பண்றத நல்லா ரசிக்கிற தன்மையும் வரும் கத்துண்டாக்கா. ஸோ அந்த சேவை யாராலும் பண்ணினா நல்லா இருக்கும். தேங்க்யூ.
Tanisha was sitting next to me and she said that there are 8 to 10 lakh people at the back sitting. I was like, what? No, it can't be. How are we doing this? So many people? Wow, because I guess some years back when it started, there was 1 lakh or something. But now it's grown to 8 and 10. That's huge. And I must say compliments to the team. All volunteers working to see that everything happens smoothly, whether it's the sets or the ramp or the lighting or the show. They work crazy amounts to make this happen and to see that all the people are comfortable, that they're being fed. At the back, the Annadanam is going on. It's a big exercise. एक हमारे घर में पार्टी होती है, शादी होती है, हमारे पसीने उतर जाते हैं. तो यहाँ ये कैसे हो रहा है? It's amazing.
How many years you have been coming to Isha? Because before Isha, how was it? And after Isha, how was it?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I say this with all my heart that my life has been changing. I started all this about 10 or 12 years ago. And before that, I was doing a little bit of yoga, but beyond that, I didn't know much. Meeting Sadhguruji, coming here, experiencing, the practices that they do for you or they make you do, or the talks. I too even love listening to him because it opens my mind to another way of thinking. And it's here, that everything, all the drama starts here, he says. So if you're thinking correctly or you're accepting things or you're open to more possibilities, then you live differently. And it has helped my life incredibly. Of course, I've also changed with it. But I say it's enriching. It is enriching in many ways, in many more ways than I can express or even understand myself.
We just heard a point that you have been donating seedlings and saplings to the Kaveri calling
Yes.
because Kaveri is the lifeline of Tamil Nadu.
Yes.
And your takeaway from that.
So actually, when it started, Kaveri Calling was being launched. One of the volunteers, I've known her from the beginning, Kavita ji, she called and she said, you have to help me, we have to get some, for the launch we need to make a little splash. So let's get some artists. Arre baapre, ye kya hai? Anyway, we helped. That happened. Then my PR agency, they were doing my social media. They said, you know what? We've signed you up. We've made you a fundraiser. I said, what? Yeah, you have to collect 1 lakh trees. I said, are you crazy? What have you done? Do you know what is 1 lakh trees? Where will I get them from? Anyway, now they've signed me up. Then I don't know. Then, whenever we begin something, there's a lot of fanfare. But 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line, everybody forgets. They've gone on with something else. So the idea just came. It's not like I actively was thinking, what do I do now? But I was like, ये लड़कियों ने मेरा क्या कर दिया? 1 lakh trees से हो जाएगा. And the idea just came that I always, we send flowers to our friends for their birthdays. And I find that, what is it? Flowers, 3 days, they go, they die. So it just clicked in my head. Let me pledge trees every time. So some artists I know, okay, their birthday, 100 trees for you. And that way, it stays in the media also that I'm doing it for Kaveri Calling. So Kaveri Calling keeps getting mentioned. It started like that. And then we just kept collecting. Then when it was my children's birthday, my husband's birthday, I'm like, yehi karne ka. And that's how it just, then it gained momentum. And then now we've crossed 1 lakh trees. And then they put me off the list. They said, now you finished your target, you can go. I said, no, it's happening, no. Now let it be. And now we've crossed 1 lakh 30. So I keep collecting and I feel very happy because whatever they are doing, 1, it is benefiting farmers. 2, it is benefiting the environment. All our children will benefit from it. So you're doing something for your generations. I feel very.
And how many trees for Shah Rukh Khan, ma'am?
उनके लिए कुछ नहीं. I tell him to plant for me now.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay.
The rural life in India, in many ways, has been degraded in the last 3 decades. We have effectively used sport for Shivanga is a powerful process for men and women to enhance receptivity and grace of Adi Yogi. The sadhana includes initiation into Shiva Namaskar, a sacred yogic practice which creates a strong foundation for inner exploration.
This has been a very special journey.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.